Hello, I'm Bud McCord. I'm here in Brazil, South America. Welcome to Food for Thought, Listening to Jesus. It's time for our devotional for today, the 11th of May, 2021. We are walking through the words of Jesus found in the Sermon on the Mount, and we are in that portion of the Sermon on the Mount in chapter 6, where we are told by Jesus there are 9 areas in which our minds can become divided. And when our mind is divided, then we're confused in our inner life. We have been talking repeatedly about the fact that the greatest problem that we will face in our Christian life is not outside of us, it's inside of us. The great key to the beauty and the power and the effectiveness of the life of Jesus was certainly not his external circumstances. It was his internal oneness with his Father. There was no division in the mind of Jesus. He was completely at rest with his Father. And that's why, as we've already talked about this, he says, "Come unto me, all you who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn of me, for I am meek and lowly, and you will find rest for your souls." This is perhaps the greatest victory in a Christian's life. That is this oneness where we are at rest in every level of our inner life. And the purpose of this rest is that we would be able to cooperate with the flow of God's love. Our soul, our mind, emotions, and will need this alignment. And Jesus gives us another very powerful word about one loyalty. One loyalty. Yesterday we talked about with our eyes being good and our focus being focused, and whatever gets our attention gets us. And today Jesus takes us into another area of our lives where we should want to be fully at rest with no confusion. We do not want to be trying to be loyal in 2 directions at the same time. So he says this to us: no one can serve 2 masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will be loyal to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve God and mammon, or riches, or money, that is. We are confronted every day of our lives with a question about where we should place our attention and where we need to be loyal. You know, the word loyal is not used a lot today in our common speech. We don't talk about being loyal people. We talk way more about being independent people. But it's interesting that this independence that we seek is usually related to having enough money, having enough wealth to do whatever we want to do. It's interesting how that we are so in admiration of the people who have so much money that they can do what they want and go where they want, and they are loyal to what they have accumulated. They're loyal to the path that they took that brought them to this place of financial abundance. They're serving the God of abundance, money, and they are loyal to that. And they make absolutely sure that they're ahead of the game, that they have managed to work it out in such a way that they have nothing to worry about. Well, Jesus had a lot to say about that. He talked about the man who had a great run of some very productive parts in his life, and he wanted to build up big barns to gather together all of his wealth. And Jesus says, "You fool, your soul will be required of you tonight." What does it really matter, Jesus says, how much a person is able to accumulate if they lose their own soul? So this question in my mind, in my emotions, in my will, in your mind, in your emotions, in your will, about where will I place my loyalty? Or you be loyal to one or hate the other. You need to come to grips with, where is your loyalty? Who deserves to be given your greatest trust? If you think of the life of Jesus, he is the perfect example of how we are to live our lives without divided minds. We are to love the Lord our God with all of our heart, soul, mind, and strength, and we love our neighbors, we love ourselves. That is the goal of our entire existence. And when we are loyal to that calling and to that person and to this high, very high vision of be perfect as your heavenly Father is perfect, we can give our loyalty 100% to our Heavenly Father, who has been revealed to us in Jesus. Let me read this again because it's so incredibly important to the spiritual walk. You will never be at rest if you give your loyalty to money. You'll never be at rest if you give your loyalty to a system that you're counting on to take care of you, a governmental system or a financial plan or some sort of investment portfolio. If you are loyal to that, then you will come to a place where there will be a battle. No one can serve two masters. We don't even like the word masters in our culture because it resonates with the thought of slavery. But in the eternal way of looking at our lives, reality is our master. No one can escape reality. For us as Christians, the reality that is truly ours, that we want, is in the Creator, our God, our Heavenly Father, as revealed in His Son, Jesus Christ. And so we do need a master. We are all under things that are greater than we are, that are out of our control. We do need our God who is over all, and we need to be loyal to the very highest and most beautiful reality that we can imagine. And that reality has been revealed in Jesus Christ. I am submitting to my master. I know that language seems antiquated, but everyone is submitting to something or someone that they think will take care of them. And that something is often called mammon, the desire to accumulate financial resources which will guarantee my well-being. Well, what guaranteed the well-being of Jesus? What was it that guaranteed the well-being of the Son of God? He had no material possessions. He had only one change of clothing at the time of his death. He never accumulated anything, but he was the most well-being person who has ever lived. How did he do that? It's because he said, I always do that which pleases my Father. That's where his loyalty was. And so that's why he's telling us, if we live inside of our mind, our emotions, our will, within ourselves, and we have two masters, two concepts of reality that we're trying to put into some sort of balance, we will not ever get an undivided mind. Who is it that has the mastery over your life? What is it that has your loyalty? What is it that you wake up to every morning needing to get that feeling of security? Where are we looking for that security? Now back up into the life of Jesus again. Where did he wake up? How did he wake up? What was he thinking? No one can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he would be loyal to the one and despise the other. You cannot be loyal to God and at the same moment be loyal to systems or money. It will not work. It will divide your mind. And when your mind is divided, the flow of love gets stopped in the process. Think on these things. I know these are not easy things to hear, but this is reality speaking to us. This is Jesus talking to us. Give this some thought today. Listen to Jesus.